the softest braised tofu ever. Look at this, watch. Watch out. Look at that. This is amazing. Hi, you're watching Greg's Big Eats, and I'm currently at East Coast Lagoon Food Village, and we're here to try Lagoon Leng beef Kway Teow. In Singapore, beef noodle stalls are quite common, but they usually sell the more robust Hainanese beef noodle versions, which comes with a thick gravy alongside the traditional Teochew version of the dish, which comes with a light soupy stock, which is why it is refreshing. See that stall over there? It is refreshing to find a stall which only sells the traditional Teochew version of this dish only. There's no thick gravy, there's no dry version, it is beef soup, noodles, and that's it. The stock is very simple and pure. It is obtained from brewing beef bones for hours and only lightly augmented with ginger, sugar, usually gula melaka, obtained from the sap of the date palm, and salt. It was said to be bovril beef extract in the old days. It's topped off with simple condiments of chopped coriander, tauge, bean sprouts, and chopped kiam cai, salted vegetables. Now this particular stall has a very long history, having been based at McPherson for 17 years, before moving on to East Coast Hawker Centre in the 1980s. Like all stalls in East Coast Lagoon Food Village, they open mostly in the evenings and throughout the night. They close at about 9 PM to 11 PM or so. And expect a bit of a waiting time for your order during busy periods as they take their time to cook each bowl. Why? Because they slice the brisket, tendon and tripe only when they take an order. The rationale is if it's sliced too early beforehand, it tends to dry out and it won't taste as good. So come, let's have a taste.
Good morning, life. Good morning, sun. How are you? Skies above. Gee, it's great to be alive and love.
块粿条，要 mix 的还是肉 ？mix 的 mix 的，这边吃啊，这边吃，谢谢啊。
Good morning, sun. How are you? Skies above. Gee, it's great to be alive and love. Good morning, sun.
Okay, there are two sizes. There's the $5 option and the $7 option. Wait, hang on, let me check. Yeah, that's right, yeah, 5 and 7. First, let's try the chili. Savory. It's got that gritty chili sort of taste to it. No sourness at all. Now, give you a variety of ingredients here. Obviously, they give you the normal Kway Teow, but you can choose other things if you want. Bihun, yellow noodles, or whatever you want. They give you quite a few different types of parts. Fresh sliced beef, chopped stewed beef, tripe, the tendon. Oh, I love the tendon. I don't know what this is. What's this? I don't know. What is this? I do not know what this is. You also get vegetables in here as well, so you're not eating unhealthily. So you get bean sprouts there, see, right? Plus some coriander. Coriander. Yum yum. And that's it, I believe. First, let's try the soup, the all-important soup. The all-important soup. Soup. Oh god, this is beyond pure. It's amazing. And you know that I'm actually getting goosebumps right now, because when it is this good, it is simply amazing. As I mentioned before, it is a very pure beef flavor. It's very gentle. It's not overpoweringly beefy. There's no seasoning inside where it overly dominates the flavor. I mean, sure, you can if you want to. You add the chili inside and then it will sort of like add that little bit more of a spiciness and savoriness inside, if you so wish. But just the beef broth, beef soup alone, it is amazing. And then even smelling it, right? There's this wonderful beefy aroma. It's not pungent as well, it's not strong. It's like a very pleasant coffee aroma which just hits you. Oh my god. One thing about the soup is that it's so pure, it's so naked, it is so honest. They don't actually use a lot of seasonings. It's salted for sure, yes. But it's not heavily so, it is just enough to just lift that flavor a bit. You go to any other beef soup places, right, and they tend to heavily salt the soup. Let's try the sliced raw beef, which has been just blanched. Now, no, I think I left it a little bit, so it is gone a little bit too hard. Because I've been shooting all this B-roll footage, so it is not as soft. It has been a good sort of like 5-10 minutes ever since I got the bowl, so bear that in mind. When I've eaten here before, the beef slices have been wonderfully tender, just blanched, you know, and I know that this stall is capable of it. And the stewed beef, well, what do you expect? Stewed beef, hard and dry, meaty, full of flavor. That's what stewed beef is like. I've always wished that the stewed beef was softer, but it never is in these stalls. Now the difference between the sliced blanched beef and the stewed beef is that in the sliced blanched beef, there's a little bit of a softer texture, but there's not as much of a beefier flavor. For the stewed beef, there's a little bit of a tougher texture, but there's a beefier flavor inside. There's a tripe. Oh my god, so good. Soft beyond belief, it is amazing. It just melts in your mouth. There's a very distinct beef flavor, which is very different from the normal beef flavor you get from like the beef slices and the stewed beef. It's very different. But the highlight is obviously the, come out wherever you are, there we go, oh, there we go, the tendon. Now I've always loved the tendon here, and when you eat it, I'll show you why. So soft it melts in your mouth, just melts, and it's silky gelatinous feeling, and it's amazing, I tell you. You know, I love this place. Whenever I come to East Coast Lagoon Food Village, right, this is one stall which I will have to order when it's open. Now for the Kway Teow. Wow, nicely cooked through, but still firm, wonderful. And then obviously you have all these vegetables inside, which give a little bit of vegetable crunch and a little bit of that vegetable herby sort of flavor, so that it sort of like changes the character of the soup. Like the taugeh and the coriander, I thought that they would actually give a little bit more kiam chai in it, the salted vegetable, but they only gave one today. I'm a bit disappointed with that. You know, one lone bloody kiam chai. You know, please give more lah. Now, the purpose of the kiam chai is to give that vegetable crunch, but also a salty burst while you eat it. Yeah, salty burst. Oh, actually, no. I found 2 pieces of kiam chai. Okay, fine. They are sort of like vindicated, but I would like a few more. You know. Now, I've got a bit of the sliced beef, the kway teow, and a bit of the chili, and a bit of the soup. It's not a dish which makes you go, oh my goodness, you know, I gotta have it, cholesterol laden. So it is not like olawat, it's not like nasi biryani, it's not like fried chicken, you know. It's not that powwow sort of dish. It is the kind of dish which you appreciate when you've had too much of food and then you eat it and you never get tired of it. There's just a certain soulfulness in this dish. And of course, when you add in the chili, it gives it a little bit more savouriness, a little bit more spiciness to it. So it provides that variation. Here's a huge piece of tendon here. 1 full spoonful of like melted gelatinous goodness. It's so good. I found 2 more slices of kiam chai, so you get 4. Okay, fine, maybe I am being a bit harsh towards them. 4 slices. Pass. The Teochew beef kway teow soup, right? It's one of the few hawker dishes where it puts me in such a soulful good mood that I leave the hawker center with such a contented smile. It's not like when you eat satay or you eat olawat, where you eat it and the first few bites are like, oh my goodness, this is like the best thing ever. But after you eat the whole dish, right, you feel a bit jelat, a bit overwhelmed, and everything's a bit too rich. You sort of like walk away with less than a smile, that's what I mean. You know? You get a little bit of a sick feeling if you've eaten too much. This one, you can eat maybe not as much as you want, but you can eat a lot more and you won't have that sick feeling. You know? And that's what I love about this dish. Because this stall doesn't serve one of the top tier, famous, cholesterol heavy hawker foods, right, it isn't patronized as much. The stall doesn't actually get like long queues, yeah. So that makes it kind of like an unsung hero, a hidden gem at this hawker center. There are like locals which actually come to East Coast Lagoon Food Village, but there are also quite a few tourists here, and they tend to gravitate towards the heavier foods, like the famous duck rice or the famous satay over there, or the oyster omelette over there. For me personally, this is the stall which I head to first out of all the rest. But that's just me. Almost done. Just the soup lah. Thanks for watching another episode of Great Speak Eats. We eat through the whole of Singapore. If you like this episode, give a like, subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.